Atlantis, the fall of the lost city. In the great library of human imagination, few names echo louder than Atlantis. A city of wonder, a tale of mystery, a legend lost to the depths of time and sea. But was it just a myth or something more? Across centuries, the story of Atlantis has captivated minds. Philosophers, explorers, scientists, mystics and dreamers. A lost civilization, said to be advanced beyond anything known in the ancient world, swallowed by the ocean in a single night. Where did this story come from? Why does it persist? And could Atlantis have truly existed? Let's go back. Way back. The very first written mention of Atlantis comes from one man, Plato. Around 360 BC, in two of his philosophical dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, Plato described a vast and powerful empire that existed 9,000 years before his time. He claimed the story came from Solon, a respected Athenian statesman who had heard it in Egypt, passed down by priests who preserved ancient knowledge written in stone. According to Plato, Atlantis was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. It was an enormous island nation, blessed with fertile soil, rich in natural resources, and inhabited by an advanced people who lived in harmony with the gods. Its kings were descended from Poseidon, the god of the sea himself, who had fallen in love with a mortal woman named Clito. He built her a palace in the center of the island, surrounded by rings of land and water, linked by intricate bridges and canals. This was not just a city, it was a marvel. Atlantis possessed vast armies, powerful fleets, majestic temples, and complex laws. Its people were skilled in architecture, agriculture, astronomy, and spiritual wisdom. It was a golden age. But golden ages don't last forever. Plato writes that over time, the Atlanteans became corrupt. As their technology advanced and their power grew, so too did their arrogance and greed. They sought to expand their dominion, reaching into Europe and Africa. They challenged the balance of the known world, and perhaps even the will of the gods. Athens stood alone to resist the invasion. And according to Plato, the Athenians fought with courage and righteousness, driving back the forces of Atlantis. In a single day and night, Atlantis was consumed by cataclysm. Earthquakes shattered the land, tidal waves swallowed the coast, and the entire island disappeared beneath the sea. Just like that, an empire was gone, erased. For over 2 millennia, thinkers have debated, was Plato describing a real civilization, or simply using Atlantis as a metaphor? Some believe the story was a cautionary tale, a philosophical warning against hubris and imperial overreach. Others are convinced that Plato was echoing a forgotten chapter of human history, an oral tradition preserved for thousands of years. Could Atlantis have been based on an actual event? A memory of a great flood? A volcanic eruption, perhaps the sinking of a Minoan city like Akrotiri. The island of Santorini, formerly known as Thera, is one of the most compelling candidates. Its eruption around 1600 BC was one of the most violent in recorded history, devastating the region. Could this disaster have inspired the myth of Atlantis? Or was it something older, deeper? Explorers have searched for Atlantis everywhere, off the coast of Spain, near the Azores, under the ice of Antarctica, and even deep in the Caribbean. In 1882, writer Ignatius Donnelly sparked new obsession with his book Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, arguing that Atlantis was the cradle of all civilization. Modern enthusiasts point to underwater structures, mysterious ruins, and ancient maps. Could there be truth in these signs? Or are we simply seeing what we want to believe? What drives the fascination is not just the city, but the idea of Atlantis, a civilization so advanced it defies time. A warning from the past about technology without morality. A paradise lost, due to its own pride. Atlantis reflects both our greatest dreams and our deepest fears. Beyond the search for ruins, Atlantis lives on in culture. It has inspired literature, films, video games, and philosophies. From Jules Verne to Disney, from Aquaman to conspiracy theories, Atlantis has become a symbol of mystery, perfection, and tragedy. It asks us, what if humanity once had knowledge we've lost? What if the cycles of rise and fall are older than our history books admit? And what does it mean if Atlantis was real? Whether myth or memory, Atlantis teaches a timeless lesson, that no civilization is invincible, that greatness without wisdom leads to ruin, and that sometimes the greatest truths are hidden in stories. Today, the waves still whisper secrets. Beneath the oceans lie ruins we have yet to uncover, questions we have yet to answer. But maybe, just maybe, Atlantis was never meant to be found. Maybe its purpose was not to exist physically, but to exist eternally in our minds, to challenge us, to humble us, to remind us. Atlantis is the dream of a world we lost, or the warning of a future we must avoid. A city that once touched the divine and drowned in its own ambition. Atlantis, the lost city, the eternal legend.